Hey folks, Pickleball Librarian, and I'm talking about the new Selkirk Vanguard Hybrid series. Totally different, totally new, lots of cool surprises. So let's just talk about the two paddles. I mean, basically the same one. This is Selkirk Amped, signature model by Enrique Ruiz, that El Condor. Great paddle here. And a lot of folks love this paddle. A lot of folks we know play with it. And what's the difference between the two? Well, let's just talk about it, okay? Let's just say physically, the dimensions are the same. I mean, it's still, 15 by 3/4 length, 3/4 inch. The width is still 8 inches long. The grip length is 5 1/4. The circumference is 4 1/4. So pretty much the same. I mean, both of these have nice, huge, sweet spots. All right. Now the difference is you see a lot more branding, Selkirk, 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 which is kind of cool. I mean, if you're grabbing your paddle real quick and you don't see the face, you could see it on the edge. The butt cap, both of them say Selkirk. You got the grip tape, Selkirk, Selkirk, and a little more here on the grip. So this comes with a new Geo grip. Let's talk about this. I mean, basically it's the comfort grip, but they decided to put the indentions. You could see the S, and I gotta tell you, to me, it's a little more tactile pleasing. I really feel more secure holding this. And when I'm playing for a while, when the paddle gets wet, the grip gets wet, I wipe it off, and it dries very quickly also. So one difference between the paddle, let's just say, okay, let's say you play at this paddle a lot, and every now and then someone hits a hard drive at you, and you tend to pop it up. This paddle's softer, a little softer than that. So you'll have an advantage. I mean, if you want to prevent pop-ups, give this a try. Another thing too, this is very soft, very good at controlling at the kitchen. Now, I'll tell you, in the back, when I'm hitting drives, when I'm doing ground strokes, this has just a little more power than this. But think about this. In a paddle, you're going to have a certain level of power and control, and you can't have them both. But the cool thing is for us, we feel that when the little amount of power you lose compared to the great amount of control, this is, wow. It's worth checking out. I mean, the technology comes into play here. Another thing that really makes this is they have a quad carbon fiber. I mean, if you look at a lot of carbon fiber paddles, you'll see a line, a little thread. But this one, you could see it's interwoven. You could see it's going in two directions, and it's woven. And, depending on how you turn the paddle, you could really look at it. And on top of it being two directions, there's 2 layers on each side. Hence the term quad carbon fiber. And the thick core, the X5, same as this one. And I got to tell you, at first I was thinking this was a tad thicker, but it's not. It's the same core size pretty much. And the nice thing about this being with the carbon fiber is the ball does sit on this longer. I mean, it does on the Amp too, but just a tad longer to give you control. So when the ball's sitting on there, you're able to place it. I mean, folks, I've heard someone say that it makes their drives lower. I find that, but I also find that it tends, where I want the ball to go, it goes there. And when I'm serving, I can get some hellacious spins on this. I mean, that poly core, the way the ball sits in there, I mean, it really does some cool stuff. I'm very impressed with this. So if you like, the Selkirk Amp series, give the Vanguard a try. And if you use other paddles, see what you think of this. I mean, if you want to, they call this a hybrid, but to me, it's like a control paddle where I can feel comfortable at the kitchen. I mean, especially for me when I'm using like the Franklin X, this really is nice for me because I got the control I need at the kitchen. Yet when I go to bang it, it is smackalicious. I mean, this is a control paddle for me with a ton of power. So anyway, the Selkirk Vanguard Hybrid, the Epic model, it retails for $199 compared to the $150. So, it's $50 difference, but you know what? The technology, that $50, when you look at the price of the paddle, I believe it's worth it. And I imagine Selkirk probably spent, who knows how much they spent. I mean, hundreds of thousands or whatever on the research. To me, it is worth the $199. I mean, if it helps your game. And for me, if I was using this paddle, for my style of play, the way I played this is a difference. this helps my game more, I will pay the $199 for this. And the Selkirk Vanguard Hybrid, the Epic model, is definitely Pickleball Librarian approved.